ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಾನು. Hello?
Raghu sir, shall we start, sir?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are all aware of why we are gathered here. And today with us, Raghu Prasad sir, having 24 years experience on various platforms, training IT people as well as students on various platforms. So it's very grateful to have you, sir. And today we have opportunity. We got an opportunity for knowing the things or the impact, or I can say opportunities. What is global is required, and so that you can just upgrade your skills on the requirement what is required for the company. So thanks for accepting our invitation, sir. Definitely hope we as a student will grab some important points what we need to get update where the company is required. So certainly our students is going to make use of it, and the session is yours.
Okay. So thanks to Hemant sir for giving brief introduction about today's session. So again, I hope we had similar gathering what was there on the last class. So still, let me just formally introduce myself other than that, and then we will get started with the today's topic. So let me share my screen. Again, a present option is not enabled for me. Is there any?
Sir, let me check once whether I have not given this option
Yeah,
or not.
I think now I think yeah, now it's coming. Yeah. Okay. So just can you confirm you're able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, fine. Perfectly right. So today I'm going to discuss about impact and opportunities of the technologies globally. And that too, like we are in COVID, and in this situation, like how things are changing with reference to the industry, and what are the key skills required in the future jobs, and what kind of future jobs we will be having. And so, like many people are telling in next 5 years, so whatever the job we are doing now, that may be redundant. But at the same time, there are opportunities for newer avenues. So newer ways of doing a particular job or skilling ourselves. So with reference to that only, we at Kaushalya, we have mentioned our tagline as skill, upskill and reskill. It's very important aspect. If you are a student or if you are even in the industry or if you are a lecturer or a professor in a college, so constantly reinventing ourselves, constant upgradation is very important because the situations where we are working in is too dynamic. There are newer things emerging. So from that perspective, so I'm going to talk about like what kind of opportunities those people who are not joined my last seminar. So myself, Raghu Prasad, I worked in multiple technologies. I worked in very diverse kind of a technologies. Cisco, where I was working with their educational platforms in the CSC Computer Society of Software Corporation. So it's an American company where I was working with the Department of Finance, Department of actually pensions and all. So in ICSC group of companies, I work with insurance, banking, and multiple other and the entity data where I was working with the insurance. So with whatever the knowledge I gained and whatever the interactions I had with my peers and the people who are now in the industry. So just I would like to present this thing on the global opportunities, what is available currently. And as I was mentioning, so we are into technical training, be it faculty development training, student development training, or internship on the IT skills. And we provide training at various institutions and companies. So coming to the agenda for today's session, so we will have a broader look at the landscape of the IT and the BPM industry in India. So BPM is nothing but business process management. So there are a lot of things happens behind the scene. So where there is something called BPM, what is BPM and how it works and all. I will just give you a brief introduction and the job roles for the future. So this is not me telling, it is the government of India through the NASCAM. So they have a industry interaction committee or the body which has come up with various future roles or the future jobs. So I'm going to describe about it and what kind of professional skills we need to imbibe. See, one is the technical skills, second one is the professional skills. Again, professional skills is very important. See, nowadays, you know, like at the one side we are telling the companies from all over the world has to come to India and invest. You would have seen what has happened in just 2 days back to the Apple manufacturing company in near Kola, right? So where because of some dispute, the workers has damaged a lot of things. Lot of they cost around 430 crores of loss to the company. So what is the try? What is that I am trying to say is one is the profession, one is the technical skill set, and then the professional skill set. Very important. Soft skills also very important from that perspective. Okay, so that is what is very important. And then the continuous learning is very important. So once you get a job, once you are on the job, once you keep on growing in the job, continuous learning is very much important. And also the learning should be from the industry driven learning. So mostly the academicians and the industry, there should be a collaboration, and that is what we are now talking, and more collaboration, so that we should know like what industry needs and what how we are preparing our future generation for the industry, so that students are industry ready. And second thing is how to prepare ourselves for these global opportunities. So that is what I am going to talk today's session. And let us look at the IT and the BPM industry. So what is BPM industry? It is like business process management. For example, if I have to tell you something, let us say the healthcare. Like probably your parents would be having a insurance related to healthcare. Suppose something happens to their family, so then we cannot afford that much costly medical facilities. So that's why they may be having a insurance in the name of every family members, right? If something happens to one person, then we get him admitted to a hospital, right? So then there is a lot of process takes place. Submit the details, they go and check what kind of disease you have, they start the approval process. That is what we call it as back-end processing happens. So that is what we call it as the business process management, where there is a paperwork and there is a paperless work. So it is not just you go and admit to a hospital, immediately they will be giving you the money or something like that, or paying even medical expenses. So that industry is also IT and allied industries, and also BPO, business process of outsourcing. So now we are having a lot of advantage to the India. So one is in India, IT sector is growing. So this is again as per the government agency, this is what they have put up. The major growing factor in this space where we live in, they say about artificial intelligence, machine learning. So they are expecting it to contribute huge money like 1 trillion US dollars by 2035. And in 2020 itself, it has added around 2 lakhs jobs. That means 2 lakh more people are started working in this particular area. And in 2019, there are around 1 lakh 85 people have joined this particular area. And India forms, see, India, what is happening? There are two things. One is a product and a services. So what is a product and what is a service? The service is where, for example, if you take banking as a service, so Indian companies are developing software for the banking service or maybe insurance service. We call it as BFSI, okay, or like investment services and all those things, telecom and retail. So where predominantly for the requirement of a company, we are developing an application software, and then we are rolling out that software, and that software is being used by many companies. So suppose once you get into a company, then what they do, basically you will be working on some of the project related to this, where there is a specific requirement from the customer, and then we are developing the software, and we are delivering the software, we are rolling out the software, we are maintaining the software. So from that perspective, Indian IT companies have delivery centers over the world. For example, if we are working on a Bank of America, let us say. So one is the software is being developed from India, and also there are people in the US. So they will collaborate on a daily basis, and they have a delivery centers in that part of the world also. So where there are a lot of opportunities. So once you join a company, so you'll be first trained in this company, and then as you grow, as you start interacting with the customer, and once you start understanding their business and the technology, so there is a lot of opportunity for the people to work in overseas, abroad also. This is one of the area which is, we call it as a service industry, or sometimes people will say, what is this, like manpower industry in the sense, like a company will say, give me some 100 engineers, give me some 100 IT people, I will manage everything. I will give the requirement. They will write the code. You need not to worry. So they will tell company like Infosys, Wipro, or TCS or anything. So give me some resources. Suppose companies take resources at a cost of 100 rupees, let us say, and they will, other company will pay them 120 rupees or 125 rupees or 150 rupees. So then that 50 rupees, whatever the profit or whatever these things they are going to make. There are two kinds of things. One is where you will be working on a service industry. Second opportunity is where you will be working on a product-based industry. So product-based industry is the area of concern in India, because we don't have much global kind of a product. We are all very good in service industry. That means a customized software we are developing, but we are not developing a product like a product. For example, when I say product, you consider Google. See, Google has so many products, right? It has Gmail. Okay, nowadays, whatever we are talking, so the Google Meet. So during Corona and like now with this online kind of an environment, so these are the companies, product companies are really flourishing, say Zoom or anything for that matter. So this is one of the area where not much is happening in India. And there are few companies, you can name very only few companies in India which are concentrating on the product development. Okay, any area product development. There is a service, there is a product. Okay, so most of the Indian companies are into service oriented, not product, because product means one is you have to have a great vision and then you have to visualize what is going to happen in the future, and for that you should start developing your own product. So from that perspective, like government also doing a lot of things. They started like startup India kind of a thing. And if you have very good, what you can call it as ideas, you can start your own startup, and many startup companies are happening. So that's why the government also supporting what is called as the software products. You can see here, the government of India released the national policy on software products to develop India as a software product nation. Okay, so there is a company called Zoho. I do not know how many of you are aware of it. It is in Chennai, and they are developing our own product like customer relationship management, accounting package, accounting software, and things like that. So there are very hardly few companies which are into product space, but if that product does really well, there are a lot of opportunities for a lot of opportunities in India. That is where the most of the research and development is happening in this area. So there are, now I'm talking about two kind of a scenarios, where one kind is where you can be working in a service kind of a thing, where you can working in a product kind of a environment. So one was like earlier there was a advantage of the cost advantage India, so the labor cost was less, but now cost is also increasing. At the same time, if our skill set, the whatever the skill set we have, if it is superior to none, definitely a lot of work is going to come to India, a lot of opportunities everyone will be having. So this is what is the plan of the government of India. So now they have, this is from the financial perspective, like there are a lot of areas this Indian IT industry is growing in the sense, earlier what was happening, let us say you invest 100 rupees, IT companies were getting some 400 rupees. That means 4 times the growth was there. Slowly that growth has come down because a lot of companies got into it, a lot of profit is not there in that sense, but they are growing at a time of around say 30% growth. If the companies have invested 100 rupees, let us say they are getting around 30 rupees and things like that. So as I told you, broadly there are 3 things. One is the IT services, BPM and the BPO, and the third is the R&D and the software development. These are the, so BPO, like BPO, business process outsourcing, or BPM. So the work is not that much challenging, but most of the times someone may land in that kind of a work also, not very challenging. But the challenging work is in these sectors like IT services and the R&D. The R&D is where a lot of challenging work is there. You have to strive really hard. You have to explore on so many technologies. So day in and day night you have to work, but the fruit is also good. So these are the 2-3 things where you can work in. One is the IT services and the business process management and the R&D kind of a work. So having said that, the future roles, future jobs, what are the future jobs? So this is what is people have listed out, the top industry have listed out, or top industry bodies have listed out. These are the areas in which the future jobs are going to come. So probably few of the areas we may not be aware of, and also maybe it is not thought as important in the academic, but there are areas Let us talk about this particular area, cyber security. Cyber security is one of the area where very less people are there. It is becoming very important during COVID and post-COVID because everyone is working from a home office or home, right? And later on, the industry is also going to change. See, now with this experience, probably there are companies like IBM is there. Most of the employees work from home before COVID also. Okay, now if they're working from the home, they have to connect their system, their laptop with the company network, right? So there is a lot of security because the whole lot of data is there, software is there. How this securely these things works, how somebody can hack into that, how we can overcome this thing. So a lot of opportunities are there in this particular area, which is cyber security, and very less people are in this because you should have the knowledge at the network level, operating system level, and the application level. So these are the few of the future trends job. One is related to the cyber security, and there are a lot of certification courses also there from the cyber security. So this is one of the area, if you decide like you have to take up seriously, you can take it up, because there is something called hacking, which is legal hacking and unlegal. There are some of the things are you can do legally, and then you can show some of the security vulnerabilities to the companies, right? So this is one of the area, a lot of things happening in terms of the cyber security. Another one is the process automation. So whatever the work we are doing, many of the things what we do manually, what we do repetitively, so there is an automation happening either in manufacturing industry, be it manufacturing industry, be it any industry for that matter. So they wanted to many repetitive tasks which there is a possibility we can go wrong in those kind of a things. So automation is happening. So this is what we call it as robotic process automation. So there also there is a lot of requirement for the engineers, analyst, business analyst, solution architects as you grow up, solution architect and test engineers in this particular area. So this is one of the area where a lot of opportunities happening. And another area is 3D printing. It involves something hardware as well as software. Suppose we wanted to manufacture some product. So now first we have to create a template of that particular product, right? So that is can be done using the 3D printing. Even though you're all computer science students, still there is a software part of it and bit of hardware part of it and the material part of it. So modeling part of it, that is also a lot of opportunities are happening. Another area which you people already aware of, people are talking about, is the artificial intelligence, machine learning. So it is coming a reality. It is not like it is unreal. So now it is becoming a realistic, and people started developing products, services around the artificial intelligence. Suppose you take any of the Google products, Google earlier started with mobile first approach. That means whatever they do, so that should be delivered through the mobile as a channel, delivery channel. Now they have started with started and with the AI enabled. Everyone is talking about AI, so they talk about AI enabled HR software, AI enabled education software, okay, AI enabled what you can call it as banking software, insurance software. So wherever this the way we as a human learn, can we make the machine to learn, analyze the huge data coming in, and with a lot of algorithms, can we solve many kind of a problem. You take like Google, the simple example I will tell you, the Google email, right? When you start now writing the reply, now you can see it was that a feature was not there some time back. It starts giving you auto sentence, right? So this is one of the example of a AI, and also like the mail classification, to just to tell you simple things. And you can watch like any of these company developer conference. So many technology company developer conference will be there. You can go through the keynote of this developer conference, where you can know what is the future they are looking at, what kind of investment they are making in the future. So there was in 2019 developer conference was there, where Sundar Pichai addressed that particular conference, where he has demonstrated how two machines can talk to each other and actually decide a haircut for a person. Okay, so we are going to that particular things where all your appointments, all your things can be taken by the machine. So that is just an example I am telling you. So the artificial intelligence, a lot of things are happening in this particular area. What are the opportunities? What are the opportunities as a young engineer? So you can be a data engineer. So where you can first is understand what is data, build a model out of the data, visualize the thing and all things like that. There is a lot of data cleaning and cleansing processes there. So that means basically we are in artificial intelligence or data science, we have a lot of data, right? Someone has to process the data. So there is a pre-processing is there. So a lot of opportunities are there in that area, and also testing and all, because someone cannot just become a data scientist by reading or doing some algorithms. So that with a lot of experience you can get to there. So once you get into industry, you can be a data engineer, so where you can do all these activities. Other important aspect is the blockchain. So nowadays we are talking about the security, right? From the suppose the banking transaction is happening, how can we securely do this transaction? So now we are talking about like doing the transaction using a WhatsApp chat or something like that, or like chatbot. Through the chatbot you can do banking and all. So this is where security comes into picture. This is where the blockchain comes into picture. Cryptocurrency is one of the area where there is a lot of things are happening. So I will tell you an example later on. I will show you. So there is a guy called Rakshit Shetty, my team, and cryptocurrency trading is not legal in India still. So government and other agencies are working on that. But that guy was so smart actually. So whenever he was working whenever I give some work to him, he will complete his work, and then later on he get into some doing some kind of a research and all those things. Today he has the first cryptocurrency platform in India. So a lot of companies came and invested money on this. So he's like a normal engineer. I think he studied in Surya some technology from that part of the India, Karnataka. He came in and he was working with. Today he has become a good big entrepreneur, giving a lot of employments. He is in Mumbai. I will share his profile also. You can go. He has amazing journey. So he has worked on this blockchain, and before that he developed so many products. He made his hand dirty and all those things. This is one of the area where you people can look into. Other thing is the Internet of Things. So Internet of Things involves a lot of things. It involves software, hardware, okay, networking. So this is one of the area where opportunity is there for everyone, be it a software engineer, in the sense computer science, information science, mechanical, electrical, electronics, any branch of engineering needs can be part of the Internet of Things. That too in India, smart city kind of a project coming up. A lot of investment is happening in India as well as in the abroad. So where many of the technologies are, what is happening, many of the technologies are converging. So the Internet of Things, the data science, the cloud, the data science, or the artificial intelligence. Many of the things are there. Here, what are the opportunities are happening? You can be an embedded engineer, you can be an embedded programmer, or if not, you can get into the other part. Like, so there is a sensor, right? You people are knowing Internet of Things, right? There will be a sensor. The data should be sent from sensors to the cloud, and then when the cloud, like there we have to write services and all, receive the data, then processing and all. So this is the area also where a lot of experimentation, exploration, R&D is happening. You can get into, one is you can be a embedded engineer, or you can be a cloud support engineer. Okay, or you can get into the test also, or you can be a app developer. So app development is part of any application. One of these the web application development, another one is the app development. So these are the few of the future roles which is there. Other than that, yeah, big data analytics, you people are aware of Hadoop and all those things. So where huge data is coming in, before getting into the machine learning and all, there should be a way to store the data. There should be a way to process the data. There should be a way to organize the data. So that is where again, a lot of opportunities are coming up. And other than that, nowadays like virtual reality, people are talking about the virtual reality. Suppose let us assume a scenario where some person has to, suppose some person has gone to repair a machine. So repair a machine. So we have to train him for the repair, right? So this one is can be on the job. Or what if he is given a mobile app or something like that, where he can be instructed. Okay, you can do like this. You can lose this particular part or put this part. So virtual reality, there are a lot of opportunities. One is in the education field and in the industry also. In the industry, where you have one is customer enablement. Second one is like in the service part, and also in the gaming part and all those things, modeling part. There are a lot of opportunities that is happening in the visual virtual reality. And from the mobile and the web, that is all the time it is there. All the time any company has their own web application, has their own mobile application. So again, in the mobile application area, you can get into a mobile application developer. And then another area which mostly is not taught in the engineering is the user experience and the user interface, UI and UX. So we call it as user interface and user experience. Suppose why we say like Google is great, because if you look at the homepage of the Google, nothing is there, small box. Right? When you type in, it opens up so many things. How do we design those kind of a screen? This is one of the area where a lot of, actually there is a lot of money also involved. I mean, once you get into the UI and the UX, user experience, because anybody can develop an application, anybody can develop an app, but how good the user experience is. See, some of the apps are some of the web, it creates a wow effect for you, right? So you want to get into that, you want to go more and more. Some of the websites or some of the mobile apps, oh, it's crap, in the sense like you don't feel like using it, right? So this is one of the area where user interface design and user experience. See, some people, like you are also into what you can, you are into engineering, but still some of you are very good at art in the sense like you like color combination, font combination, layout, and things like that. So you can diversify yourself as a user interface designer and a developer. Believe in me, when we were searching for these good kind of people, we were not getting any. Even the junior people also we were not getting, because this UI designer, UX designer is required for any application development, be it mobile app, maybe it web app, or anything for that matter, even for creating some of the brochures, some of the technical materials. So this is one of the area where if you are really good for that detail and then that layout and things like that, then you can get into this kind of job. Other than the regular coding, here it is of a different altogether. So this is one of the area where you can get into the mobile technology, right? Other than this cloud computing, yeah, as you are all aware, now everything is happening cloud, right? So now we are interacting with you through the cloud only. So earlier, if suppose you wanted to develop, I mean, you want to register a domain and you want to have your own website, earlier it was costing too much. Now you can get a domain for say 2,000 rupees, and you want to host a website 500 rupees per month. Within 10,000 bucks, you can run your own application and you can do it. There are many cloud platforms are there, and before going for that, you want to explore, experiment, it's all free. So a lot of things people are exploring and experimenting because of the availability of the cloud. So I remember like when we were hosting, I was part of a project where we have developed our own data centers. Or like data center is where we have all these infrastructure, where the web servers, application server, database servers, physical machines, put it in a AC room, and then the networking equipments and all. Suppose we were working on a particular project. The building the data center itself was costing at that time around 14 crores to 20 crores. Now it's all very simple. You need not to worry. You can deploy your application on the cloud. So that's why. So what kind of opportunities are there? So someone wants to get into a cloud. That means you can be a cloud engineer, where you can facilitate. You can facilitate the transfer migrating the existing application to the cloud and cloud environment. Later on, in the higher, as you go further, you can be a cloud software engineer. Then you can become a cloud architect. So there are two paths for you people. One is the technology path and the management path. So as a technology path, it is where you have to upgrade yourself in the technology. As a management path, once you get into that path after the technology, you can be managing the people and then managing the processes and all those things. So you can decide, like, if you are good at management. Some people are really good at management. Some people know how to get the work from others, how to interact. Communication is good, but technically may not be so sound. Still, you can get into the other path. Okay, so there is a lot of path for you once you get into the IT industry. So these are the various job roles for the future. So this is from the perspective of various job roles. So just to conclude, like, here you have cyber security, robotic process automation, AI, 3D printing, Internet of Things, blockchain, virtual reality, and also gaming is also very good actually. So playing game is easy, developing game is really tough, right? So like, just to give you an example, White Hat Junior, you people may be aware of White Hat Junior, right? So just within 2 years, so they started just a environment where the students are learning through gaming. Okay, they have made so much progress, so much investment has coming. So this is again one of the area, rather than playing the game, you can develop the game, right? So that is one of the area where a lot of opportunities are there. So there are two things. One is the professional skills and then the soft skills. So when you get into this, what we are looking at, suppose as when you come to the industry, what we are looking at is problem solving ability. What is the meaning of problem solving ability? It could be as simple as, it could be as simple as someone is not able to connect to a server, or someone is not able to set up some environment for doing the coding. So how do you solve it? How do you, if this is a problem, then how do you use the Google search for the net, search in the net, what kind of problem is it is, who has put some solution, explore and experiment. So it is not like now what you are doing when you are in the academic, so you want to write some 10 programs. So these are the 10 programs that will come in the exam. So somehow you buy it or you practice and you will get the marks. There it is not. Like, you have to work on the real-time project, right? So you come across with so many challenges. It's not that everyone can teach you everything, right? You have to start, explore, experiment, go and then discuss with other people, and then see their what they are trying to say. Somehow you should have this ability to solve a problem. So first is, sometimes whatever I have seen is, whenever a problem comes, people will stuck, they won't do anything. They will say, oh, they will say, sir, I'm not getting this, I don't know what to do. They have to explore and experiment. That is what people will think. That is one aspect of professional. Second is the collaboration. See, many people we see, like, as a young engineer who come into the industry, there are two kind of people. One is they do their work, they keep quiet, they don't do anything. They do their work, they keep quiet. Second kind of people, they try to do their work, but they are not able to do, they keep quiet. They send some mail and keep quiet. So in an industry, if you want to flourish, collaboration is very important. That means you should be able to ask, take the help and provide the help. Very important. Suppose you cannot sit idle. Idle in the sense, if there is a problem, you try, explore, experiment. If you are not getting, please seek for the help. Very important to reach out to other people, talk to the people, try to get their help. If they are not giving the help, ask them who can provide the help. Very important aspect. This is very important. That is what we look at, and that is where the difference is there. Does not matter whether you score 80% or 8 CGPA, 10 CGPA, or whatever it is. very important on these aspects. Then only you can go into a long time into the journey in the IT industry or any industry for that matter. Second is the design thinking. Again, the people who want to get into the UI and UX, user interface, use and all, where you can think like, okay, see, suppose some company is developing a web application, let us say, they come up with some screens. You can question, can we do in this way? I feel it is better. You can think in that way. You can also take the proper platform and express your views. People will really appreciate your views. But at the same time, you have to do all the background study and all those things you can do. And as I told you, you can get into slowly, you can get into project management where it is all people management. If the work is given, whether they are doing it or not, what kind of support is required and facilitating them. Very important is the continuous learning. See, now you would have learned like say C, C++, Java or something, and then you get into a industry. They put you into a project where you may have to learn a new technology. So you cannot say, no, I have learned only this, I want to grow in this. So there are many people in bigger companies, I will tell you friends, people in bigger companies from last 10 years, they are into the same technology. It is good till the time that technology is there, but now things are changing. The moment we are asking them to move to another technology, they are like fish out of its water, right? Because they become in a comfort zone. So you cannot be in a comfort zone here all the time, especially in the IT. Technologies are changing. So you don't know, in the first 6 months you may be working on one project, second 6 months you are working on another project. Technology may be totally different. What we look at is how quickly you can learn, how quickly you can explore. That is what, and how you can enable yourself to solve those kind of a thing. Another important area like is these are the various areas based on the roles. For your role at this point in time, I think this is enough. But as you grow up, then there are other things like there is a program management, means you are working on multiple projects and then you are managing it. And then later on, negotiation skills and all those things will come. So this is for the overall picture, but maybe initially this is what is very important. The important skill is the initiation. You have to take the initiation. So many people don't do that. Maybe they're A plus or whatever the good grade they take, unless they take some initiation. There are a lot of opportunities in a company also. Take the initiation, lead, take some work and explore, experiment and show it to your manager, your leader. Definitely they will appreciate. If they don't appreciate, go to the next level. Okay, so that is what is very important when it comes to the professional skills. So that is where what now every company, the body has come together. How can we facilitate students like you? So you have some kind of a syllabus, and second is there is a requirement at the industry. That's why industry institution connect is very important. That is where we are here. And the industry also created some bodies where they will be talking about some of the technologies. I do not know how many of you have attended some meetups, right? So there is a meetup every other day. Meetup is happening in Bangalore, okay, or else part of the world. On a particular, there are so many groups. There are many groups only concentrating on artificial intelligence. Some groups participating on Internet of Things. Some groups, there are many such groups are there. And there is a meetup website is there. I do not know how many of you are knowing about it. So there, if you can look at it, every other day there is something is happening in Bangalore. And earlier, like when there was physical, like people used to go, it is after the working hours or after your college hours, they take up some topic, they discuss and they design and they fight and they finally start understanding and then start exploring, right? So very important is how do you work together? That is what is very important. That is where you have to attend many kind of a seminars, webinars, and the podcast, YouTube live and things like that, where you can know like what is happening in the industry. So where am I moving? So future skill, getting future skill is very important from that perspective. The government side as well as the private public interaction, a lot of things are happening So where basically they're trying to set up also, see many of the colleges, you have a what you can call it as a research center set up by some companies, and you have to go explore, experiment and all. Like nowadays, Internet of Things also that is coming up to the engineering colleges. Now it's happening at the high school level and all. So there are a lot of schemes from the government also coming up where you can what you can call it as explore and experiment. So this is what is happening. So very important is the continuous journey, learning journey. So first is you should know like these are the emerging technologies, how I can upgrade my skill, and then how to interact with various platforms, various meetups. How do we interact? It does not matter whether you are a student, whether you are a professional. Finally, you are a learner, right? So then upskill yourself, upskill, reskill. Okay, skill, upskill and reskill is very important. Other than your regular syllabus is that is fine, that you have to do. Other than that, outside of that, what you can do, that is what will decide how you can be. See, somehow you can get a job, that's not an issue. After that, how can you survive in the industry is very important, because I have seen many people getting the job. After that, maybe at the end of every appraisal, maybe we are firing some people because they are not doing up to the mark. So that's why very important, because if you have this attitude, okay, I don't want to learn something, then there is a problem when you get into the industry, right? So continuous learning is very important. So from that perspective, what is very important? Just like to summarize, like what is very important. One is you should be good in any programming language. Whichever the programming language you take, you should be at least very good in one programming language, and explore to the extent so that you can do your own small projects. So you can do some of the small projects. Do not worry about what is that being asked in the college, that you have to do anyways. Other than that, outside of that, what you can do. It's very important to understand the data structure. Very important, because when you get into the coding, that is what is very much essential. Also, you should be good at one of the writing the SQLs. Finally, it is all data is being stored in the database, right? Also good at the web technologies. Other than very important, you should know Git, right? I don't know how many of you are having a Git account. You know, Git is a repository where source code is stored, right? Suppose you are working on a project and you search in the net, they will say this project is available in this Git. You go download and all. So for that, you should know Git, right? Git is very important, which is one of the prominent source control mechanism. That is what where the data is stored. Currently, it is being managed by Microsoft. Recently, they have taken over and they are managing it. So Git is very important. Other than that, just as I told you, it's very free. Just go and explore, experiment, create your own web page. Try to host on any of these cloud, maybe AWS, Azure, Google, Heroku, any of these things you can do. From the soft skills perspective, very important. Very important. Communication is very important, because you may be really fantastic, but you cannot limit yourself. Some people are there, they do their work and then sit. They may not grow that much in the industry. You have to collaborate, cooperate, and then solve other problems. If you solve other problems, definitely you can go up. And the presentation skills, as you grow up, you have done something, you have to present it. And very important, be a team player. Okay, suppose as a team you have to deliver, right? So when a work is given, there may be 10 people. Some people maybe not so good, some people are good. So if you are not so good, then help the other people. If you are not so good, you ask the other people. That is where as a team we can do, and taking the initiative. There may be one is, other than the regular work whatever you do, you take some initiative, try to do some improvement in the project where you work in, or the product what you work in. Okay, that is where the your suppose I finally, when we want to evaluate, we are going to consider these criteria: someone who takes the initiative, someone who comes up with some kind of a solution. From the good to have is your own technology blog. So like there are blogs you can create. I do not know how many of you have written your own technology blog. Very important. No? We are all there in Facebook, Instagram, and then TikTok, everywhere. But I don't know how many of us are written some technology blog or commented on the technology blog. There is something called medium.com. There are so many technology blogs where you can do. And very important to have an account in the Stack Overflow. Also start the contribute. There may be some small problem someone is posing, and then you should be able to answer that. Okay, suppose you will get the points, right? You can grow up in that. So that is what is very important. You know, Stack Overflow, right? So if you have a technology problem, when you search, there are some answers coming from the Stack Overflow. And as I told you, you should have a Git account to showcase your code. See, finally, when you go, they will ask you what you have done. If you say, look, I have done these many projects and my source code is here, they will be really impressed. And also, this is my technology blog I have written, really they will be impressed. Okay. Then participate in various meetups. Okay. Meetups you can participate. Very important to participate in the hackathon. Whether you get it or not, just go there, explore and experiment. Okay. Being there only you will come to know, discuss with so many other people and then see what they are doing. Okay. Try to learn from them. And one more important thing is to have a LinkedIn profile and participate in community events related to IT. Suppose as enabling some lesser known people or what you can call it, the people who are deprived of the IT. So you can participate in community event. So from my perspective, these are all very important along with the technical skills if you want to grow up in the industry. One more thing is, don't only be satisfied with getting some job or going to US or other countries. So other than that, you can be a next big thing, like we call it as unicorn technology. What is unicorn is the company which is having around 1 billion of investment in the US dollar. So this is what we call it as a unicorn company. So there are a lot of company which has just 4 walls, which has started from a garage and they are big now. See, you know, like Red Bus, you know that you should read the story of all these people, Red Bus. So they do not own a single bus, but they are managing big chain of bus, right? Similarly, Ola, Uber, you are all aware of these stories, right? They may not be owning any car, but they are having the big fleet. Is it because of what technology only? They show using the technology how they can do. These recent things like Byju's, White Hat Junior. White Hat Junior is very recent, like just 2 years back. So this company has come up in a long way. And Unacademy, Paytm, Postman. There is a recently this is Postman is just like testing your API or web services. So they got huge funding now. And another company called Razorpay. It is a payment gateway integration. Okay, I'm talking about these Indian companies, which is a startup environment. And one more thing is you can get into a bigger company, try to explore, experiment. If not, if you did not get a chance to work on those companies, join startup, no problem. Maybe they are getting less salary or something of that sort, but you get a great experience because you have to do everything end-to-end things you have to do where you learn important. So important is learning, very important. Salary is okay, salary is important aspect. At the same time, you may be getting a good salary, but you are just changing the HTML code, color, and then something else. There you are not learning. Where there is a learning, that is where, because tomorrow you want to go from one company to another company, then what is that experience you get is very important. So from that perspective, look beyond your regular job, see these inspirations, and hope this would be of great help for you. Look around what kind of things people are doing. And as Steve Jobs says, stay hungry, stay foolish. That means hungry for learning, and nothing is foolish in the world, right? So if you ask some question, nothing is foolish. You don't think, oh, something I'm asking, is it correct or good? Do something other than your regular curriculum. Regular curriculum is very important. And doing your assignment, submitting internal assessment, taking score is must, is very important. Beyond that, what you can do when you are a student itself, not necessarily you have to come out of the college and then do something. So if be a student, you can do a lot of things. So with that, I hope I will stop this webinar at this point in time. And if you have any questions, you can ask, you can put it in the chat window, and then hopefully I should be able to address this. Just to conclude, there are a lot of opportunities in a lot of areas. So you can see like where you can fit in, and then select your area which you want to do, which you feel you are good at, and then go beyond your just syllabus and just your examination. Try to explore, make your hand dirty, because nowadays with all good internet you have, hopefully, and with one laptop you can do a lot of things, wonderful things, and with collaboration. Hope I think this would help you, and this would make yourself good and also good for India. So with that, I think let me stop my session. Hope it's interesting for you people. You can ask any questions or anything. I should be able to address that. Okay, so over to you, sir. If any student has any question, hopefully I should be able to address. Okay, so some Omkar is saying, sir, I have 2 years gap and less CGPA because health issues. In which sector, services, BPM, R&D, I can get a job? See, there are two things. Some companies go with the marks. You can get the job in any company, does not matter, but some companies go with marks. They say, okay, your CGPA should be beyond it. There are many companies which only weigh what technology, what technical knowledge you have, what skills you have. There are many companies. Maybe the top tier companies, if they have some restriction, you look for other companies. Startups do not worry about all those things. Do you know, I was talking about a startup in Chennai, which is one of the product companies, Zoho. They employ the people and they facilitate the people who did not do well in the academics. Zoho company, people, they take the people who just studied PUC, the 12th standard, or they have not done, they facilitate, then they enable. Many of their employees are like this. So fortunately, maybe or unfortunately, if your CGPA is not good, that is not the end of the world. That is not the end of the world. What matters is how good you are at that particular skill set. Okay, so maybe top level companies, when they have their own cutoff things and things like that, that may be difficult. Look for other mid-tier companies, startups, and all those things. I cannot tell you specifically this company, but there are many are there, so you can look at. So do not worry, because I will tell you the story of my friend. So we studied together, and he actually failed, I think, in the third semester. At that time, we call it as D10. Like he could not continue to the next year, so he finished his engineering instead of 4 years, 5 years he took. I will tell you today. So he is having his own company in Chennai and doing some around 50 crore business. And he has set up 1 or 2 companies, sold to other company, and then he has done. So do not worry about it. What worries is how passionate you are in taking up any technology. You can see many success stories, right? It is not only people with 9.9 CGPA will end up really good. Does not matter, right? There is opportunity for everyone, but you may have to struggle a lot compared to those people. Hope I addressed your question. Yes, no problem. Health issue is there. Or sometimes what happens, sometimes we won't study also. We are good, but sometimes we study. Okay, no problem. That is not the end of the thing, right? Yes. So do you do the companies look into certification and coding site ranks? Yes, yes, correct. There are companies like Hacker Rank and all, you know, right? So they will, that is a easy certification, like, and also global certification. For example, you learn Python, also you can take the certification for Microsoft or like IBM or like Google. So on any of the things, there are companies which is giving certification. You can go for it. And I do not know exactly what is the percentage they look for. And certification also carries a very important thing, and also your problems. So one thing is, when you try yourself with Hacker Rank or anything, you can benchmark yourself. Then you know where are you. That will prompt you. If you score less, then that will prompt you to learn more and more. Right? Learn more and more. What is the to what percentages? Yeah, there are as I told you, maybe the top level companies look for some kind of a cutoff and all, but I think around 40%, 40% companies may look for your what you can call it as a certification other than regular, say, your CGPA or whatever, and definitely there is a lot of opportunity for these people who got the global certification. Any other thing? In student point of view, does resume updation in job portal matters? Yes, yes, it matters. So you should prepare a proper profile. Important thing is these things I told you, no. So if you have a blog, mention it. What are the things other than your studies? What kind of projects you do? And also, if you have a good thing, yeah, companies looking for experience based. That's why very important. So very important before getting into any job, you do your own thing. Maybe you are having idea of some small product. It is not necessarily should be fully functional. Your idea should translate, right? So very important LinkedIn profile you should have. Also, you should have your resume updation in the job portal. Definitely that will help you, because some companies look at when they have a bulk requirement, they go and they look at that those job portals. So definitely it matters. Hope I am able to address your question. Any other question?
Sir, one question on point of view where, as you said, rightly said, projects that we have done or students have done matters a lot when we upload our resume.
Correct.
The work that we have done, but how far they do consider, because the company's projects are different when compared to the academics projects. They are not at the same level.
Yeah, but they see the passion to what extent he has gone. You cannot have just one login screen and registration screen, and you can see I have done something. Let us assume a scenario like now Corona is there. Suppose you can create a chatbot for Corona just to start with, and how great and deep you go into that. You can take up any real word, real challenging word. Does not matter. You have a full solution. You may have a full solution, design the full solution, but maybe you can develop few part of it, but which is subsequent, which is at least quite good in a sense, not just starting it off. So definitely first is your idea. Second one is it is not necessarily you have completed everything, but they know by looking at your code and this thing how passionate you are in doing that thing. Because see, many students when they are in the college only, they come up with the idea and they do a lot of work. Okay, so very important. Like you should be able to explain that, and also look at the relevant what is happening. So as I told you on the other day, if it is in a data science, I forgot to mention. Please participate in Kaggle. So Kaggle, there is a lot of what you can call it as many companies, real companies come and put their problem. Many people start solving those problems. You may not have solved the problem, but look at the other people's solution. Okay, so very important. How do you update the resume according to the job title? Job title, according to job title, I don't think you should be updating your resume. You just mention these are the skills. So you cannot say, okay, job title, whatever you good at, whatever you learn, please be fair and then tell this is what you learned. You cannot be changing your resume based on the job title. That is what people will be doing. You say these are the technologies what I worked with. These are the interest area, and I don't think it is good practice to change your resume as per the job title. Rather, whatever you know, you put it. Okay, so very important. You cannot like if you fake something, then they will come to know after one or second part of interview. They will know, okay, this guy is simply telling, he may not be really genuine. Very important to be honest to ourselves. Also, if you know something, you can say I know something. If you don't know something, you can say you don't know something. That is again one of the important aspect of when we look at the interview. When we are doing the interview, suppose I will ask some question. If some person is trying to beat around the bush, the people may not like it. So if they give the straightforward answer, yes, I know, or if I don't know, no problem. Not necessarily you should be knowing everything, but very important is to have the ability to say no. That is what we don't do as an Indian. That is a great problem. If I don't do know, if I do not know something, I will try to say as if I know. That is not good. You should say, if you don't know, you say no. But you can at the same time tell, given a chance, I will go through these things. I have studied this. Probably I could not recollect now. I should be able to do it. So that should be our this thing. How good to have a LinkedIn profile? It's very good. People are looking at your LinkedIn profile. So it's good to have a LinkedIn profile. Where I startup, just you can, I think maybe there is a startup, maybe some government websites you can look at it, because many of the companies have registered with them. So maybe I have to find out exactly where the place you will get it. But maybe just you can search in the net about the startup. And also some of the government agencies where they have to register, maybe NASCOM website, okay, at least in India, okay, you can look at that. Or Make in India, there are so many companies which are registered, so you should be able to get the information from there. NASCOM has the list of, I think, many companies. Okay, so any other question?
Sir, one I think you can confirm from your end. Most of the students will believe that the external courses, doing external courses matters a lot to get a job. How do you justify this? Because we regularly informing students not to approach external courses. Rather, please use your skills and get upgrade and do something on what you learn in the academics. So
Okay,
how do you stress on this?
see, there are two things. One is, suppose you want to learn cricket, you just play gully cricket and then you can become good, great also. At the same time, you can join to some cricket academy. Say, for example, you can join whatever Brijesh Patel Academy or Anil Kumble Academy or whatever it is. Okay, so there maybe I feel learning is faster there. Here what is happening, like at least you join a course, so you have to attend the classes because you have paid the money, right? So but the thing is, if there are many people without joining anywhere also, they are so much passionate, they learn, they explore and experiment. Those kind of people is one set of people. There are some other set of people, they need some kind of a push. So if they learn some courses, only one thing is, if the college is facilitating some of the latest technologies workshop they conduct and things like that, that is fine. Other than that, if that is not happening, I don't think like there is nothing wrong in joining somewhere else to explore themselves and see what is happening outside the world. So because finally it does not matter whether you have learned from your own or if you have learned from outside, how good you are at that. So if you are very passionate, definitely you can learn our own, but it will take a lot of time. Because see, if you want to learn data science, there are so many YouTube videos. Correct, right? You can learn from there also. But only thing is shared experience. Like there is no opportunity to talk to other person. Okay, so the group study and things like that, where collaboration. If you work in a collaboration, suppose if 5-6 students put together, do something dumb project, and they interact, they get, that is also not bad idea. But if they learn outside, the added advantage is they can do something at a faster rate. So that's what I feel. The learning curve may be steep in that place, in that area, because they're already tied up with so many things here in the college doing so many work. And on top of that, if they are going to do on their own, that is good. But if that is not happening, then there is nothing wrong in joining outside institutions to learn.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your confirmation. And I think there is no question from student side. Most of the queries have been resolved, and you justified how they need to get prepared themselves, on what point they need to give importance to get the job. Students, if you have any queries, please let me know in the chat box so that we can move towards the end of the session. Okay. So due to unavoidable circumstances, our HOD is not going to join this session. So he is busy with other meetings. So I take this opportunity to end the session. I really thank you, sir. Thanks for your commitment towards creating an awareness of all the technologies as well as global opportunities that is there outside, and informing our students to get prepared themselves and what to concentrate, what not to concentrate, on which platform you are supposed to concentrate, and how you are supposed to prepare, and what companies are looking for, and how we need to get prepared for the requirement. So thank you so much for confirming all those stuffs. So really, it was grateful for us to have you with us today with all the three sessions. Even we got a feedback of meeting you physically in our place. So on behalf of department, I would like to invite you for our college. If possible, we can just meet our students physically, so that we can have some MOU with you, so that students can approach for you for the internship opportunity as well as real-time projects in your institute. So if there is something kind like if they want to reach you, we have provided your number so that students will directly keep in touch with you or email to you. So kindly respond for them so that you can just have a brief about what the requirement of the students is.
Sure, sure, yeah. So at the same time, just I have posted my website. Okay, you have all the details here. Just go and as I told you in the previous session, also I have my own Git account as well as YouTube videos. Please subscribe to that. Definitely, it is because as I told you, like I was a lecturer in engineering college for about 7 years, and actually I came to IT industry because. So when I see both the words, maybe I'm in a better position to bridge this gap. So that's why I'm really happy. Sir has organized this webinars for 3 days. I'm really happy with the interaction of the student as well as sir. So it is definitely we'll come and we'll meet you, and then we look forward for the further how we can engage with the students of your college. So our aim is to make facilitate much student so that they're employable. That is what is very important, and they can do a lot of wonderful things provided they have. We call it as PhD. PhD means not doctorate. P means passion. H for hungry. D for desire. If anyone has a PhD, they can do a lot of work. It is not doctor. It is PhD. Passion, hunger, desire.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for designing a new abbreviations for PhD. Really, we do have also have a PhD for doing so many things, and even our objective is to have our students employable. So with this, I would like to conclude the session. Thank you so much for your commitment and time and response in coming and making this session wonderful session. So I hope students have grabbed something from this. If that is the case, then we are happy for that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. We will meet again.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So please convey my thanks to Ramesh sir also.
Sure,
So
sure.
in present in his absence here, I would like to thank Ramesh sir, where he has communicated with me to organize such things, and I coordinated with him for this organizing these sessions.
Yeah, thanks. Sure. When we
I
meet,
really
actually,
thank
we will
Ramesh
also
sir.
come. Yeah, he will also come and we will meet together. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, students. Thanks for your time and attendance. Thank you, students.
Thanks. Bye bye.